Flies, by and large, are not very bright. They bump into windows and can't read or write. Apart from their lunches, their interests are few. They can't spell a word or add 2 and 2. But Philip the Fly was nobody's fool, for he'd spent all last year on a wall in a school. He'd flown through a window in search of a snack and discovered a book and a large ginger cat. The cat taught him to read, and in no time at all, Philip discovered that learning's a ball. He learned about history, German, biology, Latin, philosophy, Greek, and astrology. Soon he knew all about the Romans and Greeks, and could buzz about music, art, and antiques. His friends started wondering if he was ill. "What use is your knowledge?" they asked of young Phil. "It won't help you find a great big pot of jam, a cake or a donut, or a nice leg of ham." Philip just smiled and tapped a leg to his nose. "It's bound to be useful one day, I suppose. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got things to do. I'm off to the library to learn something new." The library stood in an old part of town. It was ancient and crumbly, almost falling down. Philip flew through a window, and there, to his glee, books stretched as far as his bug eyes could see. As young Philip studied a book about pies, he was watched from the corner by 8 beady eyes. A whacking great spider called Slippery Seb started busily spinning a Philip-sized web. When Philip finished reading the dusty old tome, he stretched out his wings to fly away home. But Seb had been clever. His web had been spun by the window through which Phil had recently come. As Phil flew to the window, a shock was in store. He got stuck in the web that was not there before. To Phil's screams for help came the spider's reply. "There's nothing as tasty for lunch than a fly." Phil was quite worried. He was in a plight. It looked like he wouldn't be back home that night. As Seb fetched a napkin, a knife, and a fork, Phil had an idea. He started to talk. He spoke about poetry, science, and art, of nature and history. He was terribly smart. He told Seb of equations, they're awfully hard, of Shakespeare and chemistry, and how to make lard. Hour upon hour, Phil continued to spout interesting stuff until Seb was tired out. Phil wriggled and squiggled. Then, to his great glee, the web snapped, and suddenly, Phil was set free. At last he got home with his story to tell. And now all his friends are learning as well. And what of the spider? He'd learned a lot too. He's now a professor of math in Peru.